son, I love him. For him, I'ma make it happen. Now my dream's reality, not going back to. You say that you proud of me, I turn my back, you laugh. Hey, how could you lie to my face? People claim that they be loyal, they be taking up space. See my broski lose his heart.
Okay, Coach, on a wonderful fall afternoon in the state of Texas, the roof is open, and we've got football from NRG Stadium in Houston. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Oakland Raiders and the Houston Texans.
Let's go. Let's go.
Ready, you ready.
57, Mike 57.
Watch the slats, watch the slats. Let's go.
The former Purdue Boilermaker, Raheem Mostert. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
On 2nd and 7, Winston. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
3rd and long for Winston. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
51 yards on the punt there. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Come on. Bravo.
A shotgun snap for Love. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
He kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Watch twins. Check. Lucky.
Hey, alert 3. He's coming. Double up.
A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. He'll get about 4 as he's past the 35 to the 38-yard line.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. On 3rd down, here's Hunt. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A Raider 1st down, 17 yards.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
And he's got this down to the 35. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a 1st down as well. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
And they didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
Check up. Ready.
51 to Mike. Oh, yeah. And here we go again.
Luck on first down. Open target here, Darius Slayton. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first.
First down, Raiders.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Ha-ha, Clinton Dix there for the stop.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 17-yard line.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now it's Luck. And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Darius Slayton, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point by Gay is up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game.
Texans nothing. Matt Gay sets kickoff.
After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on 3rd down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Ready? Flag! What is that? I know he ain't got it. Right. He's done. Right.
Mostert. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Jameis to throw it. And this is caught. Amari Cooper. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a 1st down. Looking back to Cooper's numbers from last year after that trade, he ended up playing 9 games with the Cowboys in 2018. 725 yards, 6 scores. Also had the 100-yard game in the playoffs against the Rams. And if you add up the numbers between the two teams last year, he was over 1,000 for the 3rd time in 4 NFL seasons. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give him the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game. And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on run downs. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
Ready? Flag! What is that? I'm here all day. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Here we go.
Here's Mostert. He's got the 1st down and more inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 30-yard line. Well, they were in search of a short gain on 3rd down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 30-yard line.
He's not going to get me.
Now Mostert, about 3 yards there to the 27.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the 27, Winston. And Graham's got it, complete. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Ready, blue ready. 50 seconds to mine. Here I come. You go tank. You got tank. You got tank.
This is Mostert. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Tackle made there by Jabril Peppers.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. When we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
He gets it into the arms of Parker, complete. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. That catch good for 5. It's third down. The Texans on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. To throw is Winston. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Brian Burns in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. So here's Greg Zuerlein now as he'll try for the field goal. And Zuerlein's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started, and they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll run with Hunt on 2nd down. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
They'll try to run for the first down with Hunt. And Hunt is not going to get there. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
A first down throw for Winston. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
On 2nd and 10, Winston forced out to his left. Now he'll throw deep lefts, and this will be caught at the 30. And he's going to have this down deep into Oakland territory. A huge play there for Houston. 56 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. That's a gain of 7, and we'll leave them with 2nd and goal coming up. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Winston now to the end zone, but it's incomplete. Jimmy Graham, the intended receiver. But now it's 3rd and goal.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the 2nd quarter, a lot of time to change things. They'll try to run this one in. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Defensively, they rally the troops to force 4th down after that 7-yard pickup back on 1st. So out comes the field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Zerline's kick is up and through. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
After the made field goal, Zerline back out there now to send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
A big hitter there. A 1st down gain of 26 yards. Nothing too fancy there. A simple toss left, but for whatever reason, the defense, they didn't seem ready for it.
Let me continue on with your thought right there, because after the play was over, I kept my eyes on the defenders. Watch them get off the ground, going back to the huddle, shaking their heads and kind of pointing to each other like, what just happened there? I think you were onto something.
On 1st down, it's Love. Eluding the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
On 2nd down, it's Hunt. And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remaining in this 1st half of football. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
And this throw will be intercepted. Then it's Clinton Dix with a pick. And he will take this all the way down to the 38-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Devontae Parker, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down. To throw, Winston. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and just like that, it's 3rd down. Here's Winston. And it's caught by Parker. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 16 yards on that one, and also a Texan first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Ready? Blue ready. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. I don't even know why.
First down, Winston. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. The loss of 3 on that first down pass play. Now second and 13. They'll run it now out of the gun. And some room to maneuver. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Raheem Mostert, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Texans have taken the lead.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Really looking forward.
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
And the formula there on the 2-point try, they go 5 wide. Not even the option to hand the ball off. They got it.
They tried to create space, and there isn't a whole lot of it there. For the defense, what you're trying to do is make sure that someone, if they're going to catch the ball, make them catch it behind you because they run out of space with the back line. But in this case, the offense figured it out.
Let's go at their own 25-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Inside of a minute left in the half. Does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
After the pickup of 5, here's second and 5.
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We take a win.
They'll fake it. Now Love. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Third down. Hunt. And they'll indeed stop him on third down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. On the return, Jackson. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over first and 10.
Ready? Blue ready. Mike 54. Go. Go.
On first and 10, Winston. But he's got the hook up here to Deshaun Jackson. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. A big one there for the Texans, 18 yards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. It'll be a 47-yard attempt from the left. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. A toss play to Hunt. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down.
Hey, Delta, hurry! Max 50! I got him! Max 50!
From the gun, here's Love. And the throw there going to be incomplete. It appears they're going to come up empty on this first drive of the second half, still down by that slim margin.
Yeah, and that's okay. You know, when you sit and analyze it, they're not happy about what happened, having to go to the bench. But this gives them a chance to let their defense do some work while they on the sidelines go over what they're doing offensively and formulate a proper plan.
That one in the books as a 64-yard punt. And the Texans are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Now, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect. And
he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Raheem Mostert, 92 yards. And the Texans push further out in front. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Akeem Talib, the corner, with a sack. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you, because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Sometimes we wonder about play calls, but this one made perfect sense to me. He's got the only touchdown that they've scored in this game. Tried to get it to him again on another deep ball.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Out of the gun, Luck. And now he'll let this one go deep. Back thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Delano Hill. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this off? Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Sidney Jones. And the return will stop right around the 25. Intended that time for Cooper.
Oh, man, Brandon, not a real good throw that time. It looked like he tried to put a little too much air under this one, and it turned into a floater. And defensively, this is a dream. He could have fair caught that one. That was way too easy.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam down.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Now after the run by Hunt, here's 1st and 10.
12. Check that. 80 weapons. Crunch.
And he'll give it here to his running back. Alec Ogletree in on the stop. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
Watch the Mexico. Tighten up. Watch the safety creep.
Off of play action. Luck. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Everson Griffin in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Hey, Alpha. Minus 50.
Throwing on third down. Luck. He's got Sanu. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 32-yard line. Luck now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well. On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Strong right. Squeeze, double.
They run again with Hunt. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Luck now to throw. Flushed out right. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down. Throwing again on 2nd down. Luck And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Darius Slayton, his second touchdown of the afternoon, as his guys are back within a single score. Here's Gay now to add the extra point. It's up and good. This becomes a 21-14 ball game now. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And last time, one-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Come on, baby, let's go. Get inside. Let's go.
With the score, Texans 21, Raiders 14.
Ready? Blue 80. Lights 59. Watch the run, right? Let's go.
Again, they'll run it with Mostert. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Winston. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And finally taken down at the 44-yard line. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 44-yard line. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. The tackle by Matthew Ioannidis. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Throwing on second down, Winston. And they're going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Cooper was the target there. A critical error there in a tight game of the 4th.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the 4th quarter, turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the 4th quarter with a lead, no matter at what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
Now 2nd and 6 at the 35-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Here's Lott. Under pressure, and down he goes. Luck is sacked. Everson Griffin, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. The Raiders on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be 3rd and 15. To throw is Lott. And that will be incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Winston now 11 of 17 passing thus far. He's got his guys a 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Working out of the gun, Winston. And this is going to be incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. That one hurts a bit. That was a golden opportunity to possibly put this one on ice, but he comes up empty.
And how big of a miss might that turn out to be? Stay tuned. There's still time left on the clock. This could be critical.
Still a 1-score game. Had he hit that, it would have been 2-score. On 1st down, it's Hunt. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
We've called a lot of games, but we don't normally talk about inside linebackers being that fleet of foot, do we?
No, he was able to get outside there to make that play.
Yeah, and you know what makes them faster? Their ability to read plays, understand what offenses are trying to do, and put themselves in proper position.
On 2nd and 9, Luck. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Now Luck. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Sean Lee, the longtime vet, getting in and getting to the QB. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. Down 7, and they've got to go for it here on 4th down. They snap it to Luck. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Texans take over an excellent field position. Now a handoff here to his running back. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
You know, it's become cliche, but we have seen it and observed it. When runners have days like what we're seeing right now, they often take their offensive linemen out for steaks afterwards, don't they? They'll go buy them dinner. But after a play like that, he might reduce it, might go to the corner and just grab a hot dog or two, huh?
Hey, I mean, they've still been blocking for him well in this game. They don't get one mulligan up for him.
Okay, so what we're saying then is we're going petite filet instead of porterhouse.
8 ounce. 8 ounce is good.
All right, just checking.
19 yards the pick up there. Move the chains. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Ready, white 25, black 5-4. We ain't giving up nothing today. Let's go.
And he'll give it here to his running back. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Tighten up, tighten up.
Now a handoff looking right. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Let's get it. Ready, blue 80. Mike 54. Watch QB drop. Watch QB go.
Winston. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for the Texans, the win means they'll finish the first half at a respectable 5-3 record. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, they dropped just their second game so far as they fall to 5-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.